All right, peeps. So I want to do a quick video. It's New Year's Eve. I'm sure we're going to see all the new year, new me. Can't wait to kick 2019 to the curb, all this kind of stuff. So a few things I just want to throw out there, right? Not to be boastful or brag or anything, but actually 2019 for me was a great year. Lots of good things happened. I was able to lose some weight, get a little bit more healthy. I got a promotion at work. I was able to complete my certification course that I've been going through for the last 2 years for my public manager certification. So it was a great year. One thing I notice a lot of folks post every year is how terrible the year is. They can't wait for the new year. Ready to get rid of this year. Oh, hopefully, this year kicked my ass. And oh, this year was this and that. Next year's going to be different. Well, I hate to say it, but if you're posting that every year, it's not going to be different. It's not the year. It's maybe you're the one commonality, right? I get people have bad years, things happen. However, this video is about setting goals and how to make that work, right? So one thing I would start off with is everyone says new year, new me, right? Oh, this is going to be the year, new year, new me. No, how about new year, same you? How about you just get intentional, get more positive, get more disciplined, things like that. Not a new you, be the same you, be kind, be intentional, those things. I know I'm usually trying to be on positive, and you guys look at the title of this video and it talks about why are your resolutions going to fail. But it's not that this is going to be a negative video. It's going to talk about a few things on how to make sure that those resolutions don't fail. I was reading a study the other day in an article, and it talks about only 8% of people succeed in their New Year's resolutions, right? Well, I think that's because a lot of times people don't set those the correct way. They say, oh, I'm gonna, this year I'm gonna do this. Or this year I'm gonna do that. It's more of a statement, and then it just goes by the wayside after a month or two. How many people talk about, I'm gonna lose weight, they go to the gym's packed till the end of February, and then it's over with. So if you're gonna do that, I think some things you need to think about is setting goals, right? You ever hear a SMART goal? There's some specifics that goals need to be. So looking at having a goal be specific, be measurable. So specific, it's going to be X, Y, or Z. Measurable, how do you measure it? Is there going to be actually a desired outcome? Something that's attainable. If you come on and say, I want to be the president of the United States, that's your goal today, but you haven't even gone to college yet, you haven't done that, well, start small steps, right? Break it down. I'm going to get my degree. I'm going to go on to law school. I'm going to run for public office in my town. I'm going to do this, that. Break that down to something that you can attain. It's got to be relevant. Okay? And when I think of relevant, I think of your goals. It's got to be your goal. If you're setting a goal because your wife wants you to do something, or your dad asks you to do something, or this, that, if you're doing that for somebody else, you're probably not going to be as committed to it. You're not going to have that buy-in, and then you're probably going to fail. You won't reach it, And lastly, time-based. Okay? So when are you going to do? But just, I want to be the president of the United States doesn't tell you anything. I want to be the president of the United States in the next 10 years, whatever. One thing that I do on my goals, I've heard people say, like, oh, I write them as a promise. Like, I promise to do this, I promise that. I haven't done that, but one thing I do is I make a contract with myself when I write a goal. So if I'm writing a goal, for example, let's just use weight loss. And I always start with I will, not I want to or I hope to, because then it's just a pipe dream. I will lose 20 pounds by April 10th, right? So now it's specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, okay? Now look at, it's relevant, obviously, because it's mine and it's time-based. But then I take that next step, how am I going to do that? So I will lose 20 pounds by April 10th by not eating sweets and going to the gym 3 times a week, right? Now I can measure it. Am I doing those things? Am I going to get there? If you're trying to get out of debt, pay something off, I will save X amount of money, or I will pay off my student loans by this day. I will do that by working an extra job, or by putting, $100 a month in savings, or by doing this or that, right? So that's kind of how I set my goal. And then what I do is, with my goals, I make a contract with myself, okay? So after I write all my goals out, at the end, I sign and date it. Okay, so now I've made a contract that I am going to do certain things by certain times and hope to have these results. you're not always going to succeed. Things are going to come up, things are going to happen, but I'll tell you, a lot of times when you make goals, at least when I set those types of goals and I write them out and I do that, I'm going to say I'm coming in the 80 to 90% time frame, okay? And then my man Zig Ziglar, I talk about him often. If you've ever seen Zig Ziglar, motivational speaker, was a salesman back in the day. He talks about like the 7 areas of life, okay? When you're setting a goal, he says, essentially, you should set a goal for each of these areas in the new year. So, or I guess it doesn't have to be the new year, but every year when you set your goals, however you want to say it. So he talks about having a physical goal, okay? A family goal, having your financial goal, having a goal for your career, a social goal, an intellectual goal, and a spiritual goal, right? And why is that all important? Obviously, let's think about it. Physical goals, you want to be healthy. You want to, if your health isn't there, it's going to really affect the rest of your stuff. Having a family goal. It's important to have a family goal because your family is important. Financial goals, right? What's the number one cause of divorce in America? Finances. Okay, so have a financial goal. Get on the same page. Have something to work towards. That'll help you. A career goal, right? Because while some people, it's okay. Some people enjoy their job. They want to stay there. But even if it's not a career goal to promote or to find a new job or this or that, how about just a career goal to how are you going to improve your career? How are you going to do better at the job that you're at? Because that's the job you want to stay at, right? Things like that. Social goals, getting out a little more often, helping other people, being a better friend, being this and that. Your intellectual goal, are you going to read more books? What are you going to do to stimulate your mind? Are you taking a course? Are you going to go learn something new? That's all important too. And then spiritual goal, I'm not going to get into a whole lot of that. I'm not a big spiritual guy as far as coming on here and talking about religion and different things like that. But I think there is a good spiritual goal, right? There's something bigger than yourself. And whatever that may be a religion, that may be something else, whatever. But just finding that. So I don't want to go on too long. I think I'm on like 7 minutes. I'll probably wrap this up in the next minute or two. But again, I would just say, think about those things, right? If you're just making a resolution because it's a new year and, I'm going to make a resolution, you're probably not going to go anywhere with it. Okay? So I would say make a SMART goal. And if you can't remember all those pieces of the SMART goal, you can look it up online. There's lots of ways you can break them down. I'm big on goal setting. Actually, the kids and I sat down and set some goals recently for them in their sports. Shay's shooting for making varsity, but even if she doesn't, that can hopefully land her on the JV. Christian's team's a little more competitive than what the girls got going on, so he probably won't make varsity as a sophomore, but he's hoping just to get on that JV and be a starter. That way, his goal, if he falls a little bit short, at least maybe he'll make JV and not be a starter, but at least make the team. So we put together some goals about them working with their hitting coach, about them getting to the gym, changing their eating, working out, things like that. I think that's super important. I will say that those 7 areas of life, I went through and made a goal for each of those this year. I usually do every year. I do at least my financial goal and my career goal and stuff. But this year I expanded. I did all that. Some things that I want to be better at. I'm not going to get into all of it, but I do think the social aspect is good. I feel like a lot of times I don't have a lot of friends. I have guys that I play softball with, and those are my buddies, and I do anything for them. But a lot of times it's, in the wintertime and stuff, I don't hang out with as much, and I'm not out as active. So I feel like I need to be better at that. Family, I work a lot. And I have a lot of shit going on all the time, but I need to be working. There's things I can do to be a better husband, better father, things like that. Financially, of course, you're always looking for financial goals, so I've set some of those. Hopefully at the end of this year, I'll be debt-free besides my house, shooting to pay off all the student loans, get our car payment paid off. Hopefully my little Cavalier don't break down before then, or we have to get a new one, but I've set those goals. So again, not trying to be a hypocrite here. I've done these things. Last year I did set some goals, and I feel like that helped me get my promotion, things like that I've had set. So just go out and do that, right? But again, definitely the thought is, I would say, if you've looked back the last 3 or 4 years and said to yourself, this year sucked. Oh, 2017 kicked my ass. Oh, 2018 was such a rough year. Wow, 2019, can't wait for it to get over. If you've had to say that 3, 4, 5 years in a row, I think you need to look at yourself, right? And you need to make some changes. And then the other thing I'd say is, again, the new year, new me. Don't have to be a different you. Be the same you. Just work on doing some things better. Be kind, right? That's the number one thing, and I think that's kind of the theme of this page. I'm always talking about be kind. But also, as far as any of those other goals, you got to be intentional. If you want to lose weight, be intentional. Set your meals, this and that. If you're going to work without a lunch, you're off flying off the hip, always buying lunch, eating out, whatever, you're probably going to make bad choices because you're going for convenience, right? So pack your lunch. If you're talking about financial things, again, I can say the same thing, pack your lunch. If you're always shooting off your hip, having to eat out, buy food, you're spending money, right? So be intentional with your finances, with your health, with your family. Be kind to others. And I think you'll have a great year. Appreciate you guys checking out my channel. I know this is kind of a long video, but hopefully it helped you set some goals and think about some things. 2020 is going to be awesome. Like I said, 2019 for me was fantastic. Great year, a lot of good things, and I'm excited for what 2020 brings. So you guys all have a safe and happy new year. Don't drink and drive, okay? If you're out drinking, take a freaking Uber, call a cab, walk your ass home, or crash on the couch, right? I want you to be here in 2020 to watch my videos, okay? I don't want to hear about you getting killed or killing somebody else because you were stupid. Don't drink and drive. Have a safe and happy new year, everybody. Thanks for checking me out.